Welcome to Grand Rock Warehouse, and Rand Kelly is back. It is episode 3 of our King's X series. We are looking at 2001 to 2022. So check it out, leave a comment. Let's get started. Let's do it.
Grant is changing the world one track at a time on Grant's Rock Warehouse.
Welcome to Grand Rock Warehouse, and tonight I want to welcome Rand Kelly back for episode 3 in our King's X series. Tonight we are looking at these albums, ladies and gentlemen: Manic, Moonlight from 2001, Black Like Sunday from 2003, Ogre Tones from 2005, 15 from 2008. Look, it's hard to take. And Three Sides of One from 2022. So anyway, Rand, how are you? Nice to see you. Oh my God, look at you.
This is the deluxe LP.
Go ahead, take that, show it to everybody, because everybody wants to see that. So that's Three Sides of One 2022, and that's the deluxe vinyl.
I don't know if you can get that anymore. It's pretty, might be pretty rare. I don't know. Haven't looked into it.
Well, we're looking into it right now.
Okay.
So, Rand, what is happening? How are you?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
Busy, like I always am.
Gonna have me a sip of water.
Have some water
from my
You
dispenser.
don't want to be parched. So, Three Sides of One 2022. So that was like what, a deluxe pressing or whatever of that.
It was the most expensive thing I could get, and the releases they went from like really cheap CD to that, and I went.
And that Rand's always going for expensive.
I got it. Yeah, I have to do it with King's X. They are my favorite non-progressive. I think they're kind of progressive, but what I say non-prog band. My prog band is, yes, of course, but my favorite non-prog band, besides the Beatles, of course, because of their history. Right. But it's King's X. It has been since 1988. I love that band so much.
All right, so good. So Rand is the man for the job. Well, this is episode 3.
I want to start out with 2001's Manic, Moonlight. Now, there's a couple of things I can say about this. They were getting ready to break up. They were getting like depressed, and they were bummed out because they couldn't sell records. Their tours are phenomenal. I mean, they had a cult following that was so strong, but it wasn't relating in album sales, and they couldn't figure it out. And I've talked to these guys a couple of times, and so anyways, there was a kind of a 1 year break between Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous, which I really love that album. It's crazy sounding. It's very experimental. It's psychedelic.
You had
low tuned.
Rand, you had kind words for it on the other episodes.
Yeah, I really do love it. And then they were going to break up, and then they decided, no, let's get back together and do an album, because that's what we do. I've been reading the book, an oral history. I've been reading it all day while listening to this music, and they said, we had to make a record because we do. This is what we do. We write songs and we record them. So they got together and started experimenting with drum loops and weird synthesizer noises and vocal effects and all kinds of ear candy, pun intended, to try to bring the listener in. And I got to tell you, I don't like this album. There's very few tunes on here that I can even listen to. The Other Side, number 7, and Vegetable, number 8, are the best songs on it. And the rest of I can't even remember what it sounds like. It's very, I don't know how to put it. I don't like being negative, but I got to be honest. This is like their worst album. If you were to stack these up straight up, on a stack on the floor, this is on the bottom. It has to be. I'm glad they made it. I'm glad they stayed together. This is what I call a lifeboat album. It saved the band from breaking up, gave them a reason to keep going. Hardly anybody likes this, and they know it too. They took an experimental risk, and it failed miserably, but
kept the band together. So in a way it was a failure, but in a way it was a success. The reviews all about this Fred are kind of all over the place. Organic, it's very groovy.
I don't know if you can see that, but that's the inside of the CD, and they're wearing weird uniforms or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. It's just, and they put the songs really, really low. So
Well, it's their attempt to
Drop
sound a bit
C.
more. It's their attempt to sound a bit more modern, and I don't think it works as well
They
for
were
them.
trying. They were trying for something. I guarantee you, they succeeded in doing something that nobody had ever done before. The problem is their fans don't like what they did.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could say that about maybe a couple of other bands, but I don't want to bring them up. So, anyways, what's weird about it? 2 years later, this comes out, Black Like
Black like
Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah.
Now you do a little bit of discovering on this, and you'll find out that these are old songs that were recorded originally as demos before the first album, Out of the Silent Planet,
Hmm.
which was 1988. These go back to as far as 1981. Now,
Yeah. What do you think
back
about
then
that, though?
they started out as a band called The Edge, and they changed their name to Sneak Preview. And they still are trying to put that behind them because they think it's the most embarrassing name ever. But anyways, these are all The Edge and Sneak Preview songs, and two of them are from Dogman, and there's another one. I mean, the not from Dogman, but from the sessions of Dogman that were outtakes.
Yeah.
And then there's another one, and I can't remember the titles, which is which, because I was reading about it and everything. There's one from Ear Candy on here, but these songs are great. I mean, it's such a the biggest problem I have with Manic Moonlight that I forgot to say is there's no energy on it. It just sounds lethargic, like, like people trying to play music on Thorazine or something. It's just very weird stuff. It's all slow, it's all plodding, it's all the same speed, every song. There's nothing exciting about it.
But
This is the
don't.
total opposite.
But
These songs rock.
there's still a
But
little bit of that experimentalism there, though.
have you heard this?
Yeah.
Okay, in my opinion, this is even heavier and more rockier because you got to understand something. They re-recorded these songs in 2002. These aren't the
Mhm.
original demos. These are re-recorded versions of older songs, and I think they're killer. The last song, Johnny, has a 7-minute guitar solo at the end by Ty Tabor running through a Leslie or something. That's just fantastic. One of the best things they've ever done. And finished. I was working at an Applebee's cleaning it up for a janitor company in Eureka in 2003, and they had that cable music thing going on
Yeah.
before the crowd came in, and I was listening to it. Finished came through on that. And that was the first time that I'd ever heard them anywhere except MTV, because the radio never played these guys. And I don't think they do to this day. These heavy metal stations, they don't touch this band. But anyways, every song on here is really good. And it's got a lot of, it's like prog metal. This is the different album. I don't think Manic Moonlight is the actual success. I think that's the failure, and this is the success.
So how do
They
you
went
look at
back to
this?
their original sound.
So if I'm comparing this with Faith, Hope, Love, this fits right in there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It fits right in there. They could have put this out before Out of the Silent Planet, and I think it would have just made heads spin. Could have come out in '86, which if they had gotten a deal, it could have, and it would have been out there with Queenstrike, Rage for Order,
Mhm.
and some of the other great stuff that came out in '86, '87, or whatever. But I just think by the time this came out in 2003, nobody cared. This didn't sell for crap.
Didn't sell for
People would
crap.
look at this and go, "Who are those guys?"
I go out, Rand, and I look in the used bins a lot. Every now and then I'll see a King's X. But these early 2000 CDs or records, I never see any of them. I don't
Yeah, and
think
another
they
thing
sold
too,
at all.
they put it on a private label called Brop Records, and it was distributed by Metal Blade. But they put it on Brop because they said if it was a flop, it wouldn't hurt Metal Blade.
Oh. Well, that's
But
all
I
right.
do
But
dig
you
that
like
album. When
it.
I was
All
listening
right.
to it today, it was
Excellent.
great.
Super.
I give Black the Sky a 9.5 easy.
What would you give Manic
Manic
Moonlight?
Moonlight,
Mm.
5.
Okay. All right.
I
Black
mean,
Like Sunday.
I can't recommend that album.
Black Like Sunday, though, Rand Kelly gives it a thumbs up, 9.5. All right, cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, great.
What about the next record? Let's just keep
Okay,
moving.
Ogre Tones. Yeah. So with this band, you
2005.
with this band, you always wonder if you're going to get another one, right? So, anyways, yeah, I love the cover. It's really cool looking.
Yeah, it's good
But
artwork.
yeah,
Good artwork.
this is great. This whole album is like drop C, almost down to drop A. They said some of the songs they redid Goldilocks, and they looked for some reason, and it was asked to do it, and they didn't really want to do it. They lowered the key from B to A, and
Yeah.
Goldilocks reprise, a reprise, I guess. And then the opening tune is Alone, which was a video they did for MTV at the time when MTV was showing videos. And they had I guess they had girls in the video or something dancing along and everything. And the band hated it. But the guy that was producing the video demanded it. And they thought, well, if we can get on MTV, that'll be exposure for us and stuff. Well,
Mhm.
the diehard fans just thought King's X had lost their mind with that video. So, they kind of like turned on them and stuff. But there's some great songs on here. There's Freedom, which is the B side of a box in on Ear Candy, which came out in 1996. And it took that many years from 1996 to 2005 to hear Freedom. The only way you could
Wow.
get it was to buy a Japanese single at the time. It was only released in Japan. I love Freedom. I think that's one of the best songs on here.
Hmm.
Bebop is really cool. Fly is really cool. Hurricane is really cool. It's about Tropical Storm Allison that came through Houston and just flooded the whole area. And twice, Doug Pinnick said. But yeah, this is a really, and the last tune called "Bam" is a wall of amplifiers that Ty Tabor had, and he went in there and he just hit a chord and let it feed back and run through all kinds of electronics effects for 2 minutes and 43 seconds. No, it's not that long. But then there's some weird talking at the very end, which I don't understand at all. It's very strange.
So
Sounds like it was recorded in 1915, but through one of those cylinder recording things.
so how do you so Rand, how do you feel this compares to anything much earlier, Gretchen or any of those?
Well,
How do you look at this record?
with me in this band, except for Manic Moonlight, I really love everything they do. So yeah, this is right up there with all that. I don't have a problem with this record. Now, I would definitely recommend this if somebody wanted to start out, didn't know where to start. They could start out with Overtones as easy as anything else. I think
Well, I think
it's a
that
little
this,
heavier than Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. Way
but
heavier than
it's more
Gretchen.
along the lines of that, though. It's less
Yeah,
exposed.
but it's just like lowering the tuning down, and then making it sound louder because the producer on here is the same guy that mixed "Except Balls to the Wall," Michael Wagner. So when they got him, he gave them that heavy sound again that they got on Dogman. They kind of left that sound after Dogman and changed it on Ear Candy. They went a little bit lighter, and as we know, Alpha Atlantic Records dropped them, and then they ended up on Metal Blade. But yeah, this is already they're on Inside Out Records here in 2005, and they're still with that company as far as I know. And
Mhm.
Inside Out is basically a prog label because they took everything that Magna Carta had and pretty much just rolled it up into their own stuff. But man, I don't have a problem with this album at all.
What
This
would
is
you
really
rate
good
that?
stuff.
What would you rate it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd give it a 9.5.
All right. Well,
I know where my 10 lies, but I'm
well,
in the minority on the 10.
Michael LaDonna, who comes on this channel, you see him on the Contrarians, you see him on his channel. He described it when it came out as a return to form
Absolutely,
when he did his
that's it.
first listen review. So check out Michael LaDonna's channel. It's like a little mini plug for him, but he
But
dug it.
I think, I think it actually comes in earlier than that. Like I said on Black Like Sunday. But if you don't know that those are old songs, it's actually better. I think the band might have made a mistake telling people that they were old
I think
songs.
that would be a mistake
Yeah, I
because
think it
people
kind of
think,
screwed them.
well, think about it. If someone says that, you're going to look at that and go, oh, really? You've run out of songs? You're rehashing old stuff. I think they should have just
Do
been
you want to know
quiet.
where I put that in my stack over there on the rack?
I do.
Right
Where?
before Out of the Silent Planet. I couldn't find it today. I thought it was missing. And then, then I realized I could read it.
It's all right. You
It's in
found it
front of
though.
Out of Silent Planet because those songs were done before that album. That's how I am. I'll put the writing of the songs uh, overtaking or trumping the release date every time.
Yeah. Well, we all have a certain way to categorize, and
I'm
that
wacky
works
like
for you.
that. So
Yeah.
anyway, the next Inside Out album
Yes.
was X515, and it's freaking great. This album is really really heavy. Look at the artwork on this.
That's another one of those
There's
records
a
you
booklet
never
in there
ever
and
see.
everything with the lyrics. Yeah, this is good. My biggest problem with digipacks is if you drop something liquid on them, you're screwed.
Yeah, I don't
But
like
other than that, oh my god, this album's good. And it even though it's a one CD album, it says side one and side two right on the CD, like an LP.
Yeah, I like that. Well, they can use that album art when they press the vinyl.
Yeah, yeah, it's a trip, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this album. This is one of their heaviest albums ever. It's just it starts out with a song called "Pray," then there's a song called "Blue," and then "Repeating Myself" and "Rocket Ship." Doug Pinnick said today, I was reading in the book that he said Rocket Ship was inspired by George Carlin. He said he loved George Carlin because he never lied to him.
That's kind of funny.
Uh, and then there's a song at the end called "Go Tell Somebody," and they put that together in 10 minutes in the studio because Michael Wagner, the producer, said we're short on tunes. We need one more song. They went into the studio and created "Go Tell Somebody" right off, like musically, 10 minutes, and then a day later, Doug Pinnick came back with the lyrics. And it's if you like what you hear, then go tell somebody. They were trying to get, they were trying to say, because the fans keep telling them, and I even did it too when I met them, is you guys are so good and sound so good. Why aren't you more popular? How come nobody plays you guys? And they go, we don't know. We can't figure it out.
I can't figure it out either, but
Ty
is
Tabor
it
said, well, that's the $64,000 question, Rand. We
are
don't
they
know why.
too poppy for metal? Are they too poppy for prog? Are they too
I don't know.
prog for metal? Are they too prog for I mean, it's think about it though, Rand. How do you really categorize King's X? There are so
It is
many
hard.
different I don't think that they I don't think record companies or FM rock radio or they just don't know where to put them.
Their goal when they first started, probably as the Edge, was to be the heavy metal Beatles because they love the Beatles and they love three-part harmony, and all three of them sing really good.
Right.
Listen to "It's Love" off of Faith, Hope, and Love. The
My
harmonies
favorite
on that are
song.
so Beatles. That whole song is a Beatles tune. I mean, you can't tell me it's not.
Oh, it's
I mean,
phenomenal.
Ty Tabor sounds like John Lennon on that.
100%.
I mean, it's just it just sounds like "Come Together." I mean, it's just the way he sings it. But I just absolutely adore this band. I give this again. I have to give this a 9.5. This is really good.
All
And then
right.
there was this long break, right? This is 2008, and Jerry Gaskell, the drummer, goes through some medical issues that tear this band down so bad. And Doug starts doing solo projects and with other people and things like that. And Ty Tabor does a lot of solo albums. He's got a crap load of solo albums, and they're all good. They all sound about the same. The guy's an amazing guitar player. I think his rhythm playing is just stunning, especially on that song "Lost in Germany." I mean, I saw him do it live, and I'm going, how the hell does he do that and sing it at the same time?
Good.
But anyways, there was this break between 2008 while he's recovering from like heart attacks, and he had a problem with his throat, and I was reading in the book today, Jerry Gaskell's had like 4 or 5 heart attacks
Oh my God.
over the
I had
years,
no idea.
and that's why they couldn't put out an album or go on tour. So they were gone for the longest time, and everybody all their fans kind of thought, well, this is it. This is 15 is it. They don't have anything else, going. But what happened was 2004, they released a live album called Live All Over the Place. Now, this is a great album, but they took recordings from all over and all over times and all over places, just like it sounds. But they did this strange thing where they did an unplugged version of a lot of songs. And I was reading today that none of them wanted to do that. And they really regret doing it because half of it's really killer live, hard ass King's X Electric, which is where you got to hear them. I mean, they're phenomenal in concert. I mean, they really are. But oh yeah.
Well, why did they do the unplugged stuff?
I think
what's the story?
I think Inside Out kind of told them to do it. But anyways, this isn't on Inside Out. This is Brop. So this is before Inside Out. So it was Metal Blade or Brop Records. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, well Jerry couldn't do anything." They just said, "Well, we need to release something. Let's do a live album." So they put us out. I highly recommend this. This is the only one till a little bit later that you can get. But yeah, King's X Live All Over the Place. And if you don't mind listening to a crap load of acoustic stuff, let me see.
Well,
yeah, the difference. Listen to the songs they decided to unplug. The Difference, Thinking and Wondering What I'm Gonna Do, Mr. Evil, Mississippi Moon, Goldilocks, Everybody Knows a Little Bit, and A Box.
I mean, that's a lot of unplugged.
Those are all electric songs, and I don't think that Ty Tabor thought they worked as acoustic numbers, and he just said, I think it's one of their biggest regrets of doing that. But anyways, moving on from that, so we still wonder how they're doing and everything. Then all of a sudden, in 2010, they decided to put this out, which is Live Love in London. And it's a DVD, CD, boxy kind of set, So yeah, this is for hardcore fans. There's 3 discs, 2 CDs, and 1 DVD.
I think, Rand, you brought that up before, and how
it's
great
killer.
that it is.
I've
never heard it. I've never seen it. I don't
know how hard it is to get, but I bought it as soon as it was released. Comes with a nice little booklet too. I would do a Pete thing, but I can't. I'm not good at that. But anyways, yeah. So that's worth getting. But there's some flaws to this too. When you watch the DVD and you go into the special features, they admit that Doug got a little too drunk during the performance.
Oh my God, really?
And it's seeable and it's hearable. And once you know it, you can't get it out of your head. And I didn't really release a secret. I mean, like I said,
Oh, it's like a known fact.
That might be on YouTube since 2010. So what would I know? It's been 15 years. But anyways, that's 2010, and everybody's going, well, what is King's X gonna do next? And we didn't even know, right? All of a sudden, Jerry's feeling good, no heart attacks, no problems with his throat, blah blah blah. They do a record together, again called 3 Sides of One, which is this.
Yeah.
And this came out September 2022, right around my birthday. And I'm going to open this up and show it because it's quite the thing.
That is quite a break between records, though. I mean, you've had the live things, but
these are 2 LPs that are together.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of just set them over on the organ here, and then I'll show you what you get inside here.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like pictures and shit like that. It's pretty cool. And then you get like a booklet, and there's a CD in there too, but I left it in my bedroom. No, it's over there in the rack.
The CD, though, let me get this. It's the 3 Sides of One, so you buy the record, but it also comes with the CD version of it.
Right? Yeah,
that's awesome.
This is the deluxe. Okay. This is the deluxe thing, and it's got all the lyrics here.
Mm-hmm.
And the songs are great. I love this record. I haven't listened to it as much as I should have, but when I heard it, and as much as I've heard it, I love it. And then you also get a poster. of the thing. Let me see if I can. Where does it open up here? This is absolute.
Oh,
This is the CD cover.
okay.
When you buy the CD by itself,
Mhm.
this is what you get. When you buy the LP, you get that dark one. That was the deluxe version. I think I like that because black and red are my favorite
Well,
colors.
it's
So
cool they give you a poster. That's nice. A
and
nice
oh, check
booklet
it
and all.
out. It's even better. Let's watch this. Ta-da, ta-da.
Oh, what is it? Orange?
Marble,
Yeah, that's
marble
very nice.
orange.
Very nice.
Oops, here goes
So how's that
X15.
record sound? How's
Oh,
that? Great?
haven't even played the LPs.
Oh,
They've
because
been
you,
sitting around for 2 years,
oh,
unplayed. When I listen to this album, I listen to it on Amazon Prime.
okay.
I just don't want to wear it out.
I understand.
But yeah, it's. I think the other one's the same color. Maybe not. Let me check. That poster's pretty cool. I'd like to put that on the wall.
You should put that on the wall.
Is this the same color? Yeah, same
So how
color.
this later period though, Rand, how do you look at this? How does this compare with the records that came before? I mean, is this other
Well,
than, you know,
I really like this album. I mean, I think it's really good.
I mean,
Um, you
beyond
talk about,
Matt, beyond Manic Moonlight, I mean, are all those albums
oh my God, this
after
is,
Manic Moonlight worth getting? I guess that's my
oh yeah.
question.
Yeah, there's nothing bad after Manic Moonlight.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Well, anyway, what would you rate this record out of 10?
Oh my God. I would give it a 10. It's that good. The songs are great. I don't remember the titles right now, but because it's just so hard to do it. But man, God, it's good stuff. And I was just glad, and I bet a lot of fans were glad that they were able to come back after that long break. And let's not count the live stuff because they were over in England and stuff.
Right, I get it.
But let's say 2008 to 2022.
Yeah,
My God,
it's like 14 years.
that's 14 years.
That's a
That's
long time to really be
that's
away, even
nuts.
though I know they padded it with the DVD and the live album. I get that. But for a
Yeah.
studio band, I mean, they're
But then again, that's the
that's a
only
long time.
DVD you can get. They were talking about making a history of the band movie,
Mhm.
but I don't think they have the wherewithal to do it. I mean, let's face it, this coming September, this album will be 3 years old, and nothing's being said about this band anywhere. I don't know
Yeah,
nothing
you
about
think
it
that
right
there's
now.
another record in them?
There could be, but that movie would be cool. I'd like to see it. But yeah, anyways, I mean, if you wanted to just, if you didn't want to go all out like this and get the LP and all that, you could just get that CD, the original CD. It's got the different cover of shirt and all that. But there's a lot of additional musicians on here, orchestra people. This is a really unique album. I have to say
But,
it's progressive. I
well,
don't
you know
think it's
what
a
it kind of
prog album,
reminds me of because
but
you
it's
mentioned
progressive for what this band does.
it's kind of like XTC way later in their career when you did
That's a band I need to get
Apple
into.
Apple Venus. They had a lot of orchestration. They've recorded it at Abbey Road. It was way later in their career. This has a lot of guest musicians on it. You know, it's kind of grandiose to some degree. You know what I mean? You've got a lot of musicians on here. Uh,
You know
and that was close to
that one behind
XTC.
you, that
What?
one behind you. You know who loved that? It was in Cream magazine. I saw it. They
Hmm,
asked Bill Bruford what his favorite current album was, and he said Drums and Wires by
of course.
XTC. And I thought he was kidding.
Bruford's got good taste. Come on.
Bruford's got good taste.
But I kind of see it, so I'm wondering if there's going to be another record out of King's X or not. I don't know. It just sounds
I
like
don't know. I don't go to their website. I should though, maybe. You never know. These things just pop up.
yeah,
Then they start talking about it and then it comes out. But if they're going to do that movie, I don't know. They got to have a lot of money behind them to do that movie. And I don't know if they do.
yeah, I don't know.
But
All
at
right.
least we got Live Love in London, which is, besides what I said, it's still worth seeing. The amazing thing about that is when they do Goldilocks, They turn the microphones around towards the audience and they sing the entire song. The band doesn't say a word.
Oh,
It's
he just lets the
incredible to watch
audience
that.
do it. Yeah.
Kind of like I heard it with Rush with Closer to the Heart on All the World's a Stage.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with King's X, it's a little more devoted. I think
Devoted.
King's X fans are devoted,
Well, they're a
as Rush
hardcore
fans
bunch.
are. I'm a Rush fan, but I don't love Rush as much as I love King's X.
Well, I love Rush.
I love Rush. I mean, I own everything Rush ever did, but I never put much time into listening to a lot of that stuff. It's all in how much time you can put into it. And when you're working 40 hours a week like I used to, it's really hard to find time to listen to that stuff. Most of
Yeah,
my
I get
listening
it.
was going to work and coming home. So, now that I'm retired since 2017, there's nothing really stopping me. I've just got way too much music.
You'll get through it eventually, maybe.
I've been buying like crazy. It's so funny. They mentioned in the other show that we did today about how that Lou Reed box set hurt his arms when he picked it up.
Yeah.
My Gentle Giant Buried Treasure is so heavy I can hardly get it off the ground. That's the heaviest box set I've ever been near.
I don't have anything that's that massive.
But anyway, what do you think of these things? I mean, I went all out, but I'd like to hear your
I
opinion
agree
on
with you. I'm good. I think you covered it. I don't have anything more to add. I think that they're all.
There wasn't anything about Manic Moonlight that kind of went, "Hey, this is pretty cool."
No, there's not anything about Manic Moonlight that said this is cool. I don't like the loops. I don't like the production of it.
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
Everything else, though, I'm cool with. I'm all right.
Here's how weird it is. Man, I was listening to it in surround sound on my stereo. I mean, my 5.1. I put it in 5 channel just to get immersed with it all. And I was reading in the book as I was listening to it, and I kept hearing these noises, and I thought, "Is that my phone?" My phone was over there on the left side,
So
and it was just like these weird loops. Like there's a lot of loops on that album.
Were you just listening to the stereo mix in 5.1?
Yeah,
What is
it's
it
a
do?
Dolby Pro Logic 2 coding.
Oh, okay.
You can't really get absolute 5.1. It sounds cool. I've always liked this surround sound feeling. But there's a difference between actual 5.1 but it sounds better to me. I got that new system, the Yamaha system, and the 2 channel just sounds kind of dead to me. I don't really like it too much, but when I put it in 5 channel, it's just like it comes alive, get a shitload of bass.
I never want to go to that route, then I'll be ruined forever.
Well, that's one thing about the bassing on these albums. When he starts using that 12-string hammer, holy moly. It just sounds gargantuan when it's detuned like that.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's wrap this one up, Rand. You heard it from Mr. Kelly himself. Manic Moonlight, but the rest, well worth getting. We have 2 other episodes down below, so check those out too. So we looked at the whole catalog. So Rand,
I was going to suggest that. Just have them binge 1, 2, and 3 at the same time. That'd be the way to do it.
Yeah, just play them all. Come on. And like and subscribe. Heck, go over to Rand's channel and like and subscribe. Give him some
Nobody ever does.
He doesn't care anymore.
I'm still stuck at 669 subscribers. I don't know what's wrong.
Man, things are...
I gave up. This has been going on for 4 years.
This past 28 days, I've got 208 subs in 28 days.
Golf clap.
I don't know what I'm doing. Something.
Proud of you, man. I remember when we were talking and you said, "I'm going to start my own channel. I'm going to call it Grant's Rock Warehouse." And I went, "Go for it, brother." And you've done really well.
Yeah, I like it.
You and the Contrarians is the only thing I do anymore. So,
well, you're always welcome. All right,
guess
so
we're going to do another one on the 26th too, right? Iron Butterfly? Is Iron Butterfly on the 26th?
We're going to look at Iron Butterfly. I've got it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Here, look at it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm looking right at it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go through and talk about the Iron Butterfly catalog, which is, well, I'm not going to say anything, but you'll want to tune in for that.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. It's good. Well, I'm not going to say anything. We'll just wait. All right.
I'm just kidding.
All right, everybody. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. Please check out Rand's channel if you haven't. Give him some love, for God's sakes. And I don't have anything else to add. Just check out the rest of our shows down below and just subscribe. All right. We'll see everybody. Please like, subscribe.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
See everybody.